Hi friends, how are you doing today? I hope you're doing really well. Now today I'm going to highlight using the beautiful Imala Doodle flowers. It's one of my favourites. It's absolutely stunning and you can use it in so many versatile ways. I'm going to be using this as an actual background but also as my main focal point. But I just want to show you how simple and easy it is to create this beautiful style of crafting. So I've taken my messy mat, really nice and simple, and I'm just going to add on some peacock feather, just like so, with the Distress Oxide, and then I'm going to use my worn lipstick as well in multiple areas across. Next, what I'm going to do is spray that with some water. This is just going to really liven it all up. I'm going to dip my watercolour card straight into that and then get a relief print. Allow it to flow as it goes. It's very, very easy. Try not to overcomplicate it. Go back in, pick up the colour again, allow it to drip down, add more water, then just keep pressing to get your colour tone. Very, very simple. You can dry it off in between layers as well. And just chase them drips as it goes. So as it starts to dry, you can see the colours get much more subtle. So now I'm going to go back in, re-add more colour on. This is a really quick and simple way to create beautiful backgrounds. And you'll notice a lot of my backgrounds, I batch make all of these backgrounds and then cut them up into my card style. Very, very simple. So once we've got that dried off again, I'm going to go back into that ink, add another layer, and just peel it away to create the textures that you get within this. Just like so. Fabulous, isn't it? So now I'm just going to dry again. Lovely. So I'm just going to move my messy mat out the way and I'm going to use my Eureka. Now with this, what I've done is I've taken my doodle stamp, but I've actually added it to an acrylic block. Now the reason why I've done that is because I'm going to use it as a background stamp now. So I'm going straight into that peacock feather. Now don't worry about using the whole of the stamp. This is just a background and it will definitely, we're going to make it a lot more subtle. So I'm just doing some random stamping over the top as a background, just like so. Really, really simple. Then what I'm going to do is spray a little bit of water over the top of that. Now what that will do is that will set that to the back much more further. Then I'm going to go into my Himi paints, pick up some of this beautiful pink, and I'm just going to add a couple of little areas of pink in there as well. So this is how simple you can just add multiple colours into your crafting. So just add it like that. I'm just going to dry this very, very quickly. Now again, I'm going to spray again, dry it off again, because this just makes your colours blend beautifully, and also what it does is it just sets that colour to the background. Now I'm just going to grab a door bar. I'm going to pick up a little bit of that lilac, and I'm just going to mix that in some of these areas just to keep building up that colour. Now remember, this is just a background piece, so we will be cutting into this. This will be just a paper that we will use randomly on our projects. So I'm just adding a little touch of lilac around there. Don't worry about it being too perfect, because it's not the main focal part of our imagery. So now I'm just going to take a wet fan brush just over the top, and obviously that being an oxide, that will slightly activate, then we will dry that off again. So once that's dry, then you're going to cut it down to the size that you require for your card. I've already done that here, and then what I've done is cut 2 strips that were just from the waste from the cardstock. So it's still got a little bit of ink on, but not as much. On top of this now, I'm going to take my doodle stamp. Just wipe that off quickly. Because now we are going to emboss with it as well. So over the top of the 3 layers, I'm just going to add that to my Eureka, and you can see that will sit beautifully there. I'm going to pick it up with my Eureka, and we are very simply going to emboss now with clear ink over the top. Obviously I'm just using part of the design. This is what's so brilliant about this stamp, is that it can be a background, it can be a main focal point, you can create bouquets from it. Very, very easy. So just add that layer of embossing ink over the top, push down over all 3 layers of cardstock that we have on there. And I'm going to emboss using Silver Lining by Thirsty Brush. So I just feel that it needs a good pop of colour to bring this all together. So now I'm going to pull this up, take this away from my Eureka, add that layer of silver, just pour off the excess. You can see exactly where it needs to go. Just need a little tad more on there. There we go. Now I'm simply going to heat set this. Beautiful. Just rotate that over. Pop a little bit of tape runner. She says. On the reverse. Add this to my card with a lovely white mat around the edge. Now I'm going to take my round brush and I'm going to go into that fuchsia I have here in my palette, and because now I have actually encapsulated that, I can very simply go over the top of the flowers. And even though I've done ink work on the paper, you can still see the colour coming through. So just pick up that fuchsia again. And you can see I haven't got a lot of water on my brush, but the reason why is because I really want that vibrant colour. So by not adding as much water, it becomes a lot more vivid that you can see. And all of the colour that is over on top of the embossing, that will simply dry away. So don't feel that you have to go over the top with a cloth or anything. It will all dry and disappear as it dries. So there we go, I've got my sentiment now. And I'm just simply adding that offset to the right hand side. So you can see how iridescent it is, multiple layered, beautiful, arty and fresh. Now of course I will be showing, there will be a lot more close-up, very simple photos that you can see all the different layering and light. Thank you so much for joining me today. I hope you've enjoyed the brilliant doodles flowers. They're amazing, aren't they? And the different techniques that you can very simply achieve. Thanks for joining me. Take care of yourself and each other, my friends, and I will see you next time. Take care.